Telling Fox News that congressional investigators expect to receive a potential smoking gun. It is this: show the Obama administration did spy on President Trump's transition team between November and January, and possibly the president himself. My next guest says at this point, we need to subpoena President Obama to find out the truth. Let's bring in from the American Center for Law and Justice, Jordan Sekulow. Jordan, is that really possible to subpoena the former president?
You can subpoena the former president. The House Intelligence Committee, Liz, can absolutely do that. They could offer to do it in a closed session. It doesn't have to be that he would testify in an open session. Could he refuse to do it and then go through and then assert his Fifth Amendment rights if they pressed on it? Absolutely, he could do that. But I think they would offer him something unique. It would not necessarily be a normal committee hearing. But he is the one, through his associates, saying, I have nothing to do with this. So why don't we make that clear? And then why don't we also bring in some of his top officials, like John Brennan, Clapper, Loretta Lynch. Let's ask them, Ben Rhodes, people that had that power to, quote, unmask Americans. And we know that's the issue that the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, Nunes, has talked about, the idea of this unmasking potentially being inappropriate or illegal. Why don't we ask, those are the people that had the authority to do it, that would be political officials appointed by the president in office during this time period. You know, the liberal media has been effectively saying that Donald Trump's and his agenda, that it's basically swirling the drain. His credibility is swirling the drain because of that tweet alleging wiretapping by President Obama, where he said it was sick and it was McCarthyism. Do you think that, you know, what's going on now, that the media is missing the broader story about surveillance by President Obama? Again, there was no proof that President Obama did wiretap, but the idea of wiretapping, in quotes, surveillance, where you can actually look into phone conversations and emails and computer exchanges and the like. Well, and you take this broader idea of surveillance, and as the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee said, he thinks that the actual surveillance itself may have been legal, Liz, but that the unmasking, and then was it continued surveillance? Did they stop the surveillance? Or once they unmasked these people, did they continue to get information and say, oh, now we've got Donald Trump's info, let's continue, or Mike Flynn's info, or other Trump officials, or Trump family members? And we don't know. This is why it's so important. We have the hearing coming up next week. It's closed, again, with Jim Comey. He was at the White House today. We don't know exactly what that was about, but we know Jim Comey and Admiral Rogers from the NSA are coming back to testify to the House Intel Committee. I do believe, though, it's time to put some Obama officials on the spot, and if they refuse to cooperate, including the president himself, I think that's telling, because if it's just so easy as they say, absolutely not, no way, we didn't have anything to do with it, then just go tell the committee that, and then make President Trump and Republicans who believe this theory, you know, put your money where your mouth is, if you will. You know, House Intelligence Chair Devin Nunes is really getting pounded by the media for giving the heads up to the White House before he told his own committee. They're really drilling him right now. He's now saying he is expecting to get in the upcoming days the evidence that, yes, President Trump and his team was surveilled. What do you think those documents show? I think what it's going to show is similar to what the chairman has said, Liz, is that there was surveillance being done. It could have been appropriate. He's not 100% sure about that yet. It looks appropriate to him. And it's going to show there was surveillance. But then there was this unmasking, and that was inappropriate. And there's the amount of people. And we heard from the NSA director this week that about 20 people at the NSA have that power. Jim Comey would not give us an exact number to the Intelligence Committee when he was asked about that. He said it's a lot more than the NSA that have the power to unmask. But also political appointees have the power to unmask. The Attorney General, for instance, the CIA director, the National Security Director. These people have the ability to unmask Americans. You know, and I think that is what the chairman saw. You know, with Jordan, we were just reporting earlier that James Comey was seen heading over to the White House earlier. He was asked at the hearing, James Comey, was there wiretapping by Obama of the Trump Trump Tower? He said no. But, you know, Jordan, it's striking that he was not asked, was there surveillance? That's something different, right? That is something different. I think that was an opportunity missed by some Republicans, is that they focus it on the wiretap issue only, Liz, and they didn't say surveillance, like you said, which is a much broader term.
Hey, Jordan,
he's going to only answer the question offered.
That's right. Jordan, let's switch gears to the other big story of the day. Republicans pulling the health reform bill after failing to get the required votes. Jordan, as an attorney, what do you think the Trump administration's next options are here?
I think that the next options are pretty bleak. I mean, this is a bad day for Republicans and for many of us who are conservatives who were okay with this reconciliation. We understood the limits of reconciliation, but we wanted to see Planned Parenthood defunded. We wanted to get the individual mandate removed and then move on to phase 2, and we understood what reconciliation was.
Right.
But now what I'm hearing from Speaker Ryan and from President Trump is that President Trump said he'll be open to looking at this again in the future if Obamacare implodes. But as Paul Ryan said, this is now what we're going to live under. This is, and I don't like that they're kind of trying to just move on instead of going right into the weekend and working on this.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's going to send some I think, upset a lot of conservatives who thought, they were hearing from conservatives and members of Congress, Liz, that we could beat this and then they'll put something forward better. And that is not what we're hearing from the president or the speaker. Yeah,
Jordan, I just wanted to get to Hillary Clinton tweeting about it moments ago. We're going to have that in the next block, though. Jordan, so good to see you. Really appreciate it. Here it is.
Liz.
Hillary Clinton today was a victory for all Americans. Jordan, we're out of time. Thank you so much for coming on the show.